Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Pomzor and today we're going to do a Dragon Ball Legends Super Buu banner review, which means we're going to look at all the new characters. And yes, this character is not on the banner, but he just dropped, so we're going to just have a look at him as well because I think it's kind of the second coming of Hercule, or so I've heard. So Baseball Yamcha is a free-to-play character that you can obtain by just playing the event and getting the rewards. There's a ton of stuff in the exchange shop that you can buy, for example, Rising Souls, Super Souls, energy tickets, obviously Z-Power and medals for him. So all that stuff can be obtained there, just play the event. And as you can see here from raw stats, he is not great. I mean, yeah, he's a sparking, but he is pretty weak. And similar to Hercule, I think that it's more in his gimmick. He does have some decent key restore, but everything else is just regular or worse. So his main ability draws a special arts card next. We're gonna have a look at that, what that special arts card does in a second. It's yeah, here you go. Changes strike arts cost of all enemies to 99 for 10 timer counts after 9 timer counts, which is super early. But basically, if you have a strike focus deck, something like 7-5 or even 8-4. And even in 6-6, it's super annoying because, yeah, many people prefer Strike just because it's cheaper, so it lets you chain combos for a little bit longer, possibly 5 instead of 4 cards, which is not really a possibility with last cards. You can't really pull that off. So that's super annoying. And I already hate that when Hercule does it in the Saiyaman fights, for example, or in any PvE fights, because it just drags out the fight so much longer. And if your hand is full of blast cards and you have no abilities such as the green Gotenks to pull a new deck, basically just pull a bunch of new cards, you might be screwed. So what's gonna be his unique ability? Let's start with the shorter one, game-changing home run. The increase in home run count is based on the number of defeated battle members when you... Okay, so that's actually something that's building on top of the first one. So a home run is basically, you know the ability that the Legends Royal Goku has with his green, right? What it does is he basically deflects all the key blasts and goes close to the opponent. What happens with the home run is when you get key blast and you use a green card, you deflect the key blast with a baseball bat, and that's a home run. So whenever you do that, depending on how many home runs you have, the first one increases your card's art speed, draw speed. The second one inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrades 5-2 strike arts cost. That's... Can you do it 104 then? If you draw this, you do this, and then you pop his main ability, can you get to 104 strike arts cost? That would be hilarious. The third one, 50% to own critical. Then you increase the card drawing speed again. I don't know for how long, if this is permanent. This looks like it's permanent. Number 5, inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade 5 to strike arts cost again, so you could go to 109. Probably not, but that would be funny. Another 50% to critical, and number 7, 100% to rising rush damage inflicted and gain 7 Dragon Balls. Nullifies enemies restore on health when reaches 0 effects. When this character attacks, cannot be cancelled. So Zamasu dies. Pretty much that. Vegeta, same thing. And depending on how many battle members of your own party, so your allies, are defeated, you get 1, 2, or 3 added to your home run count. So if basically Yamcha is the last man standing and you have 1 home run, you already have 4, you're getting the free Rising Rush. And if you're fighting against Zamasu and he hasn't healed yet, he's just dead. That's it, plain and simple. He just dies. It doesn't matter what kind of attack you do. So it's very gimmicky, but also he might be very hard to keep alive. So he's probably super fun to troll people with in PvP, because once I've been demolished by a player who used Hercule the right way, such as, you know, you attack, do your combo, and you use a green card, destroying my whole deck, using the main ability to increasing the cost to 99, super annoying stuff. So what does this special do? Magic Spirit Ball deals major impact and destroys all of your enemy's strike arts cards. So he really hates strike cards. The green one, basically it's counter when you're using a tap shot or a blast arts, he will counter it, and that's when you get the home run. And he actually is coming with a built-in green card. So you will draw that more often. And he's a Super Warrior base health. Yeah, he's a Super Warrior booster. And does he do anything more at... Nope. Alright, so he just boosts Super Warriors. That's it, plain and simple. He will be very fun to play, but he will be super tricky. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, let's see if people actually try and play him in PvP. I might do that at the beginning of next season, just to see if I can do anything with that, because it looks fun. So let's move on. Super Namekian, and let's compare the power levels. We have 317, 330. He already has more, better stats as well, right? 590 health, 52, 36, 590. Yeah, he has more attack and defense. Health is about the same, but as you can see, he's a bit more well-rounded, and he's an extreme. Yeah, he's no Sparking. So his key restore is lower. His critical, is it also lower? Yeah, that's also lower. Okay. So, his main ability restores ki by 30, plus 40 to ki recovery, and minus 10 to special move arts cost for 30. Timer counts. Okay, after 5 counts already. So you can get, basically, don't bring Hercule, just bring him. Super cool. For an extreme especially. Alright, his main unique ability is Bringer of Ill Portent. I don't know what that is, but okay. The following is when he enters the battlefield, 50% to Vanishing Gauge recovery, and randomly destroy one enemy card. So it's not sealing, it's just destroying, which is a little bit weaker. But if your opponent just basically pulled an ultimate card. So, okay, so what this does, if your opponent does a combo, and you see him, well actually you need to do that before he uses the ultimate card. But when you, yeah, okay, I just had a train of thought that was going nowhere. But I thought, okay, he uses the ultimate and you swap him in and he loses it, but then that would mean he would have to actually use the main ability before using another card. So never mind that. But it's still alright, it's okay. So, and the other one, Taunt, inflicted damage up, 40% to damage inflicted when you enter the battlefield. It's cancelled when the enemy lands an attack. So it's pretty similar to what Gotenks has, except for him it was Ki Recovery. Strike, Blast, Normal, Darkness, Twin Star, yeah, we know what that looks like. Enemy with Attribute Downgrade, minus 40% Ki Recovery. Alright. And his green card, extra, destroys all of your cards and randomly draws 3 new ones, 50% to blast damage inflicted. You're gonna want to do that when you only have a green card left. So let's see, Blast Defense and Strike Defense at 5-star. Okay. So he's okay-ish. I'm not sure I would play him, especially because I just, you know, I would just put Super Go instead of Janemba and that's it. But maybe I'll just put him in instead of DKP and see if he can do better. And maybe I'll use him. Let's see. Maybe yellow, yellow, blue. But then again, with if you use Slug, Piccolo, Slug, Cell, and Super Boo, you have a team of super annoying green cards. And I will show you why in a second. So stick with me. Let's move on to Gotenks. You see this is a little bit misshaped, but he is still pretty alright, pretty buff. Doesn't have that much health. He does have strike attack though. He's a defense type, so you can see he has a bit more defense, 40k. And you see it here as well. Critical is okay, Ki Restore is alright, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's not as good as Yamcha actually, but close-ish. So his main ability only draws his ultra super attack, his ultimate attack. So that's kind of meh, no effect, you know, no Ki Restore or something like this. So he's not actually crazy strong as is suggested by his main unique ability. Mixing those up, man. So what does he do? 30% to damage inflicted from battle start for 45 counts. 1 to 3 of the following effects will activate every time this character enters the battlefield. Minus 10 to strike arts cost for 10 counts, 30% to Ki recovery, and 30% to Vanishing Gauge recovery. Okay, that's actually pretty good. If only one of those were card drawing speed, that would be much better with the 10 Ki strike cards. Oof. And he has cover cut, so 40% damage received, 50% to strike damage inflicted, and plus 2 to sub count. That's pretty normal, so nothing out of the ordinary here. He reduces the enemy ki by 50 when he hits his special. So, and it's actually a beam, as you can see here. so that's actually good if you want to override a blast card or a tap blast, so that's gonna be pretty nasty. And his extra, his green card, also overrides blast. It immobilizes the enemy and inflicts him with minus 70% to ki recovery for 10 counts. And you know you can pull more than one green card, especially if you have like Ginyu or Dabura or Baseball Yamcha actually, for that matter. His ultimate, Major Expose, and the following effects occur based on the number of battle members. 1 member, 10% chance to inflict pain. 2 members, 30%. 3 members, 75%. So if you have a full party, you can almost count on inflicting Feint. Woo! That's gonna be shit. I don't like Feint. It's too RNG, and you can see why here. I mean, 75% is almost guaranteed, so it's pretty crazy. And he boosts Fusion Warriors max base health, and at 5 stars he boosts Hybrid Saiyans as well, 18%. So you can actually swap out your Kid Gohan if you don't want to, and just swap him in instead. Other than that, I think on a fusion team he would probably be played with the Gojitas, and yeah, Gotenks would be on the bench, so I'll try that out too. So before we go to the Super Boost, just stay tuned. I will tell you why I am annoyed and happy at the same time at this banner after we got through Boo. So let's go for Super Boo. Super Boo is arguably the strongest of the 3 new units, or 4. He is a range type, but he almost has the same amount of strike and blast attack, 61, 62-ish. So on the power side, he is he's a powerhouse. He's super strong. His defense is still okay, and Gotenks as a defense type had 40k I think, so it's not that different. Ki Restore and Critical are a bit lower, which is okay, but he has a lot of effects, you'll see. So, main ability, after 25 counts, he draws his ultimate Mystic Ball attack and inflicts the enemy with an attribute downgrade minus 80% to ki recovery for 15 counts, so people really hate ki recovery on this banner, huh? Woo! That's crazy. Alright, where is the strong one? So when he's on the battlefield, the following occurs when the enemy switches. He restores Vanishing Gauge by 40% and 30% to damage inflicted for 20 counts. So if you're mid-combo and you're attacking a green card, he's most likely switching out to, I don't know, Cells, Damacy, whatever. And it doesn't matter whether or not you break combo, because it doesn't say anything about cover, it just says switch. So you can still break combo if Zamasu gets switched in, and you restore your Vanishing Gauge if you had vanished before, and do more damage, and have faster ki recovery, which is insane. The second one, I can't let a power greater than mine exist. After 25 counts, when he enters the battlefield once, he inflicts all enemies with plus 30% damage received for 45 counts. Wait, he does more. He inflicts all enemies plus 5 to strike and blast arts cost for 45 timer counts and minus 50 to health restoration, which means after 25 counts, you're gonna want to time that. You're gonna want to sub him in when the counter is at 155. So basically when most of the main abilities activate. And even Zamasu is gonna get screwed. Cell is gonna get fucked. Like, Cell regenerates the whole time, right? After he's subbed in for 60 counts or something, he will regenerate half. Zamasu will regenerate half after he died for the first time. That's crazy. Wow, this brew is really good. So let's have a look at his cards. He holds a Blast and a Strike, which is good, because you don't want to have too many Blast cards on your hand. Assault Rain is an AoE attack, so you gotta be at least in medium distance. And it does even more to ki, minus 30% to ki recovery. Does that stack with the main? Does that mean I can go to minus 110%? So that he basically loses ki while he's standing? I don't know. That probably it's gonna cap out at 100, obviously, but sometimes the numbers are fun. And his extra again overrides Blast. Ice Shout immobilizes the enemy on hit, so he's also doing a feint. And the enemy receives 25% more damage, which means if you want to do that, and if you're immobilizing your enemy, you're getting a free Rising Rush because he can't switch. And he gets more damage, so even with type disadvantage, you might just be able to pull it off. His Mystic Ball attack, well, it's a dash special. and it reduces the enemy ki by 70. 70, that's crazy, that's a lot. And yes, I've said that's crazy a lot because it is crazy. Come on. So heat boosts, regen, obviously, blast attack, and at 5 stars, blast attack and defense. And look at that team, man. When DKP came out for the first time, everybody was like, what the hell is regen? You had him and Cell and it's nothing. Even when Cell came out, people were like, why isn't he boosting androids? That's weird. And now look at this. Also, Cell is not even a thing anymore, at least not the red one. So that's intense. Alright, so I promised you something. So let's move on over to my phone. So if you look at this banner, we already broke down all the units now. And the reason why I'm happy and I am super frustrated is if I go to my box and I go to the character list, and you already saw it, I got all the new characters, which is super great because I got them for once. One of those $9.99 banners did not shaft me, which is awesome. And I was super psyched about it until I wanted to end the recording and I saw that goddamn dual recorder just crashed, which means my summon video is just gone. So basically, here you have it. I have pulled Super Boo once, I have pulled Gotenks once, and I even pulled 2 slugs. I think the chances of pulling slug is even lower than pulling one of the new sparking, seeing that this banner only features 5 of them. And the good thing is I had only one other unit, which was the good Boo, the fat one. I had 2 Trunks animations, which brought me the units I wanted. So the first one brought me Super Boo, and I was over the moon. I was, yes! I was going crazy. The second one brought me this beauty here, Mr. Gotenks, and I decided, alright, I'm gonna call it quits here. I'll save some crystals, but yeah, basically I used 7k for nothing. So I'm gonna try and create showcases as fast as possible. You see I'm already in the process of leveling them up. So that's it for this breakdown. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content, and have a nice rest of your day. My name is Pomzor, and you'll see me in the next video. Bye everybody.